Hey guys, it's Kate from healthypassion.com, and I'm here today with my friends over at favehealthyrecipes.com to share with you all one of my favorite recipes for spring rolls. So today we're going to be using some local seasonal ingredients that I've chosen, and we're going to start with some cabbage. That's going to be the main ingredient in our roll. We're using purple cabbage, and I love purple cabbage because it's high in vitamin A and vitamin C. It's going to help with fighting off some free radicals. We're also going to use some beautiful carrots to add a nice crunch to our spring rolls. We're going to add a hot banana pepper, which is going to add a little bit of heat and a beautiful color. To that we're going to add some fresh basil, which is going to add that little punch of flavor and a bit of freshness. And also some peppery arugula, which is my favorite green. So to get started, we're going to start with our cabbage, and we're going to take it over and just blanch it. And now you can leave this raw, but I like to blanch it, number one, to make it easier to digest, and number two, to kind of take out the bitterness and make it nice and tender. So we're going to... And our sauce is going to be super simple. We're just going to do some tamari, which is a gluten-free version of soy sauce, and it's my favorite. And to the pan, we're going to add about a quarter of a cup. And this sauce is great because you don't need to cook it. It just is going to get warmed through. So we'll get it under medium heat. So to that, we're going to add some seasoned rice vinegar, and that's going to add a nice acidity and a bright flavor. About a teaspoon. We're going to finish it off with a little bit of chili sauce. And I love heat, so this is going to give a nice punch of heat as well as a little bit of flavor. So I'm going to do about a teaspoon or so because I like things hot. And then we're going to finish it with some cane sugar. And that's just going to balance out the saltiness from the soy sauce. About a quarter teaspoon to a half teaspoon. Alright, so we'll give that a stir. And we're just going to let that warm through, and it'll be all ready when the spring rolls are done. Alright, so we're going to wait on this water, and you just want the water to come to a simmer. We're going to toss our cabbage in there and just let it barely boil for about a minute. And that's just going to soften the cabbage and really help to, like I said, make it a little bit easier to digest and wilt down just a little bit. So while we're waiting on that, let's go back over here and get our veggies chopped up for our spring rolls. So we're waiting on our water to come to a boil. I'm going to go ahead and get all the other veggies prepared. So we're going to take our carrots, and I have them already peeled. I'm just going to cut them in half, take the top off, right down the middle, and just cut it into nice matchsticks. And this does not have to be perfect. You know, it can be a very rustic dish. So if you want to get, just chop everything ahead of time, it's great. And I like to keep these in the refrigerator and then snack on them as well. So if you make extra, it's a great snack. We're going to also go ahead and take our banana pepper. And like I said, this is a hot banana pepper. So we want to take the seeds and the ribs out. So I'm just going to take it, and you can use a spoon for this, but I just use my fingers. Although, be careful not to wipe your eyes when you're done because they will burn. And again, we're just going to chop some nice matchsticks. So it's going to add a little bit of heat to each bite, but not be overwhelming. And then we'll go ahead and grab our basil and our arugula, and I think we're ready. So we'll go ahead and get our cabbage into the water. So our water has come to a simmer. We're going to take our cabbage and just stick it in for about a minute, just to help it kind of wilt down a little bit. This is going to make it nice and tender, and when we slice it up, it's going to turn into beautiful ribbons, and it's going to add a gorgeous, vibrant color to the dish. And you don't want to boil this, because that's when you start to lose the nutrients in the cabbage. So we're just letting it wilt just barely. Take a look at our sauce. It's heated through, so I'm just going to get the heat off that. And if you wanted to add, you could add some honey instead of the sugar, and that would add a nice sweetness as well, but I like the cane sugar. Alright, so we'll get our cabbage out of the pan, and that's all you want. It's just barely softened. Take that over. Here we'll take cabbage, and we're just going to roll it, and that's going to create really nice ribbons, which are going to look beautiful in our spring rolls. It's all about the colors of this dish. I really like the contrast between the purple and the green and the orange. It's absolutely beautiful. So that's perfect. So let's get our sauce into our dish. We'll go ahead and give this a try. How pretty is that? Our spring rolls assembled. So I'm just using some rice paper wrappers, and I picked these up at my local Asian market. We're going to stick this into some warm water just to let it soften. You don't want to let it go too long or it'll get a little bit too soft and then they'll rip. So we just want to submerge it in water. That's perfect. And to that we're going to take our gorgeous veggies. So we're going to add our arugula first. And I love the bright green color and the flavor it's adding to this. And then a couple slices of our banana pepper for some heat. Some carrots. And then a little bit of cabbage on top. And finally our basil. All right, now to wrap these, we're going to wrap them like a burrito. We're going to take the edges in first. And then the sides. You want to fold it over and kind of scoop it back. And it doesn't have to be perfect. The more you do it, the better you'll get. All right, so let's go ahead and give this a taste and see how we did. Cabbage is perfectly cooked. Nice saltiness from the sauce. Adds so much flavor to the dish. And it finishes with that great pop of basil flavor. Absolutely delicious.